Hi guys, welcome to another daily unfiltered video. So today I want to talk about some of the most famous female entrepreneurs online of courses or e-learning space. You probably heard some of them such as Marie Forleo, Amy Porterfield, Mel Robbins, but I think Marie is one of since then I was following what she's doing. In this video, I'm just gonna quickly break down what I noticed in when I was studying their layouts and their offer. So from their website to their offer and how they kind of market themselves. These are the lessons we can all pick up and apply, whether you're building your own membership site, online course, or just curious on how these big names are doing it. So I am Danica. If you haven't heard about me, I am building and designing online courses or membership sites with my team. You can check it out. You can check us out at custommem.io. Now, I've been building websites since I was 17 years old, and I started building membership sites since after 4 years. So let's just say I'm 21 years old, and I'm now 32. So it's been a while. It's been a while. During my first experience, what happened was I had a client whose full service was membership sites, and that's when I learned really the foundations of what is courses, what is online courses, how do they market themselves. So that's when I learned the foundations. And of course, after learning techs, you also need to study how our other famous in this field are doing their offer, because pretty sure they're doing something right because it's working, right? So the tech, it keeps on changing. So before it was module, and then after that I have bumped into WordPress, and then of course I remember 360, Active 360 if you're using Active Campaign, Access Ally, MemberPress, what else? Wishlist Member. For WordPress site, those are some of the famous, and then Memberium. And then right now there's WP Fusion, right? So again, the tech keeps on becoming like better and better. And there's more new guys or new apps in the game that are trying to prove that they can do better than the other one. So for me, in my opinion, if you're building your online course or platform, you should not like just focus on which is the right and perfect tool for me. I think especially right now, there are lots and great non-WordPress apps. Before it was just Kajabi, and I think Kajabi has been popular since then. But before Kajabi, Teachable, Thinkific, but right now there's Mighty Networks, Circle, there's Skool, right? So it's just right now, if you're building your courses or membership or community, it's a matter of which one do you think is gonna deliver the promise or offer that you want to offer to your target audience or to your target members, right? It's just a matter of that, because again, example, if you choose Skool, great, they have their advantages if you choose them, and you will expect that because there are lots of users in there, the platform is going to continue to improve. There's bugs and stuff, but every platform is going to continue to improve, even the WordPress plugins. Okay, so it's just a matter of you choosing which one's the right for you at this moment, and then as you continue to grow, you could always evolve and migrate to another platform if you think that new one in the game is gonna deliver better flow for your members. So again, after the tech side, it's always gonna change, always gonna get better, always gonna evolve. So you also need to adapt. Now, in terms of the after the tech side, you need to have a platform, right, of where your members could or target audience could find you. So that platform is where you control most of the things, right? Because that is where they're gonna visit your stuff if they don't know you that much yet, or they're not ready to marry you or to engage with you, right? They're not ready to purchase anything yet, but you caught their attention. So you caught their attention, so they want to learn more about you. And these are some of the things that I noticed, and I want to talk about that in this video. Again, some of these ladies, I've been following them for a while and really enjoy their content personally and professionally. Yeah, let's just dive into them. So there are three names that I've been following for a while. So Marie Forleo, Amy Porterfield, and Mel Robbins. So let's get started with Marie Forleo. Okay, so Marie Forleo, if you visit her site, marieforleo.com. So you can see here her offer. So in the navigation, there's 3 courses. And again, as mentioned, I've been following her for a while. So the ones that were able to study was the B School layout and offer before, when I was working with a client who wants to kind of mimic what Marie Forleo is doing. And then Copy Cure, I've also bumped into that. It's the time genius that I haven't heard yet. So it's kind of new. So this is the one that is, I think I'm going to show her latest offer. MarieTV, this is the YouTube channel. It's been going on for a while. Again, it's one of the oldest channel that I noticed that has been promoting herself via YouTube videos, even when others were not yet doing that. Marie Forleo TV, I've been following that for a while, and then podcast about, and then more here. So list of blogs, and then of course courses and Ninakit and so on. And then free training. As you can see, the offer, if you visit Marie Forleo's site, first thing that you see is, of course, the very noticeable one is this timer. So the timer is about the new course or program that Marie Forleo has. So Time Genius. So I'm assuming it's going to be time management or something, or self-development in that area. But you can see there's a timer here. So it's letting me know that I can only join up to this time. So better get started now. So I can see that, ooh, something's going on. Let me just check. And then next, I can see that there's a TV, which I'm going to assume YouTube, if you're living this age most of the time, it's hosted in YouTube. And then podcasts, so Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and so on. About, and then more. And then free training, this is kind of, I'm going to assume like a lead magnet to collect leads and then offer an upsell later on. Okay. So for this one, if I scroll down, you can see more information about her. And then in this area here, so where she was highlighted. And then again, this is the new course or program. So you're working harder ever. So why aren't you getting ahead? So habits around time and focus and so on. So like time management. And then this, I think, latest episode in MarieTV. So YouTube. Yep. And then everything is figure outable. So she also has a book. I remember this. The cover was not sure. Was the cover really like this? Maybe I have missed it. But everything is figure outable. She always says that line, so it becomes kind of her slogan. And then again, podcasts here. So Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Pandora, Castbox, and then Pocket Cast. And then latest from the podcast. So what she did is when you click this, it's gonna open like a blog, and then with a written description about the topic, highlighting some stuff, and then of course with a replay of that podcast. And then testimonials from members, pictures from other entrepreneurs who are, I consider, famous in this field. So Tony Robbins, Oprah, Jay Shetty, and then yeah. And then of course at the bottom there's some newsletter opt-in and some repeating of the offers from above. So the layout looks good, and I think it describes or answers most of the common questions that most people will ask if you're just met Marie, and then you're gonna ask, so what's the offer? Where can I find more of her content, right? Who is she? And then some social proof, right? So social proof, and then Marie TV, and then she has a book. Okay. And then I can see that there's a podcast going on, so I could learn more testimonials from other members of others from B Skool, and then okay, and then so again more social proof, and then lastly just a repeat on what was mentioned above. Okay, so if I'm not ready to engage yet, to marry yet, this offer, then I'm gonna go and check out the free training for sure. And then I could see here that, okay, these are all of the offers. If I click shop all, then I could learn more what are the other pages that are being offered. So Time Genius, that's the new one. B Skool. Okay, so I remember the B Skool layout like this one when I was learning how is B Skool laid out, because I had the access. One of my clients provided me one so that I could study the layout. Okay. And this one after that, so let's just check. So this is the free offer in here. So you register that. I'm gonna assume this is like a webinar type of thing. So view page source. Okay, deadline funnel. We're using that for other clients as well. Deadline funnel. Okay. Okay, so they're gonna track once you sign. They're gonna track your interaction on this page. Okay, so if I click, so if I click B Skool in here, and then program login. So I've already signed in, but let's just log out. So this is WordPress page, this one. And then once I sign in, so I could see that some of this are, like example, this one, it's kind of like a landing page already. So I'm gonna show them from just using pure WordPress site before, they kind of slowly transition to using the newer apps that's available right now, such as Mighty Networks and stuff. So B Skool, it was purely WordPress before. And then if I check this right now, this is already Mighty Network. And then this one, copy create in their other landing pages. Time Genius, and then this one is an audiobook, something like that, and then another system. So if I am gonna visit the B School, it's gonna point me to Mighty Network. So what's happening is I was auto sign in when I click that to the Mighty Network account that's attached to my account or email. So for this one, I was able to sign in. So this is an example of how the Mighty Network looks. So as you can see here, this is kind of like the initial page that you're gonna see. There's some checklist on the side. And then if we click modules here, so you can see there's already an history going on here because I visited that when I was testing the site. So I started with the lesson one. I have the video and I could see some resources and details about the video. And then lesson two is I have this. Now, if I go lesson three, right? If I close this, so what's going to happen is this is a dynamic section. So that's now lesson three. Okay, which is great. So it remembers where you were on that one. So it becomes easy to navigate. And if I go to resources, it's also just kind of a list, but it's organized via category. And then you can see here the resources. If I click here, it's going to point out like a similar layout on that video, right? And then for this one, instead of course, that video and stuff, I could see the name of resources in here. Okay. Bonuses. So let's check. Okay, it's a bonus layout. So Mighty Networks, from what I noticed here, it seems like when you visit the site, kind of have similar layout, like heading, list of content that you have. So you could have multiple columns, and then resources. You could also have this kind of layout. Answer Vault, it's that one. So the similar layout, bonuses, similar layout to the modules, but this is just one column and then a line in different area. So yeah. Okay, so maybe we could check out Mighty Network, see, so that I could also give my opinion on that tool. But I know it's becoming popular right now because it has the community functionality, it has this module functionality. They can mark things off, and it becomes easy to just put your content as fast as possible and test which is working or not. Rather than example, if you do like a WordPress site, then of course you need to select the apps, right? Let's just say you're gonna stick with LearnDash, and then after that, let's just say you're gonna partner that with BodyBoss so that you have the community and you already have the template going. So it's kind of similar to that in here, but it's just when you're using Mighty Network, I think they have laid out things already for you so that you're just gonna drop your content as fast as you can, and of course customize the colors and stuff, graphics. But in terms of layout, they give you this layout that you can use as fast as possible and then promote or offer your content via that one. So community guidelines, and then if I go to chat, I don't have chat, notifications, okay, and then some details about my account. Start the right business, okay, so another offer here, and then community wins. So if we're gonna check Mighty Networks, so let's just check the pricing. Okay, so you could get started for free for 14 days. So let's test this soon. And then $49 after that. And then are there other tiers? Okay, so let's just stick to the monthly billing. So monthly business plan is 229 per month. The lower one is course plan, 129 per month. So this one has courses, challenges, gamification, chat feed events. And then for others, there's the growth plan, so live stream hosting and so on. Okay, which is good. So just the basic members profile, gamification, and then chat feed. So it's more community plan. You could stick to this one. Okay, so that's the pricing for Mighty Network, which is good. And then, so again, those are things that Marie offer in her site, in her own platform. And then using Mighty Network for that one. Haven't checked what are the tools that the CopyCure use. So if we're gonna check CopyCure, okay, so joining waiting list. Okay. Now, other than the website of Marie Forleo, you could also, like MarieTV, if we check that one, hold on. So MarieTV, if we check that, this is more on episodes, I think. When I zoom, so if I click this, so there's like, again, per video, there's a blog. So just like the podcast, so you reuse your content from your YouTube, make that a blog for SEO, and then it points you to two areas. So first is video, and then there's also an audio version for that. So if we check the video, so it's in this site, this page, and then 6 years ago and so on, which is great, right? And then if we check, I think I'm going to go to Marie Forleo's YouTube channel. So if we check videos here and then go to the oldest, so as you can see, she has been posting consistently for 14 years. And I've been building membership sites since I was like 21 years old. So it's like I'm around 11 years doing this right now. And she's been posting this for 14 years. So as you can see, consistency is one of the key. And of course, with that, she is able to improve more her offer, learn more what her audience needs. And up to now, like from that to this one. So if we're gonna check the oldest, the first video, compare that here.
Hey, it's Marie here, and guess what? Today it's time for some Q&A.
Okay, I remember this kind of intro from her.
Some amazing questions that come in on the blog, and today's question is from Jennifer, and I'm going to read it for you. So Jennifer writes, "Hey Marie, I need help."
Okay. And then right now, the latest one is there's already a studio and setup, right?
Can we introduce? This is Pepita. So for those of you guys listening on the podcast, you really got to go watch it on the YouTube because Pepita is beyond. Pepita's sitting in my lap right now.
Okay. Right. So after like 14 years from this setup to this one, and from a very basic, again, before it was WordPress, very plain. I remember the layout. It was just 3 options. There's not lots of things going on. But right now, they have taken advantage of the newer tool. They're not sticking to just what is okay. They're kind of improving, continuously improving what they think will work for their platform. And right now, we can see that they have switched to Mighty Network, which for sure had the reason because it could be have improved the community functionality. The problem with, I think, WordPress right now, BuddyBoss exists, sure, but in terms of ease of community and stuff, you kind of need to manage it. And then I think these other platforms like Mighty Network, Skool, Circle makes it easy for this community to grow and communicate or evolve. I could even compare it with Discord community. For me, I really enjoy Discord, so it's kind of like that. If this apps just focuses more on those areas that they think will really give lots of impact, and because they are self-hosted, they have more control of what they think should be the right one, rather than, of course, in WordPress area they need to listen to their audience, like how are our audience like using our platform, so what are the options that we can give them, can they turn this off, can they turn this on, and so on. So there's different like cons and pros in comparison to using an self-hosted app, and of course if you pick and want to build it like example in WordPress. So it's really up to you, right, based on your needs at that moment. So that's Marie Forleo, and again, I still really enjoy her content. And then before, it was not 1M subscriber, but as you can see, I think for me, my opinion, YouTube was one of the strongest marketing strategy that Marie Forleo did. And we can even see that here because back in the days, there was no office and so on. She's just recording in her couch, and then everything just follow consistently improving stuff and so on. So that's Marie Forleo, and as you can see, I'm I think a fan. It's now how many minutes? 26 minutes, but of course I'm gonna cut this from the part. But that's Marie Forleo. Next is, let's move to Amy Porterfield. Now I don't have access to Amy Porterfield's content or courses, but I do know that she has been doing this for a while because I remember I was following Stu from Membership.io. It was not Membership.io before. It was named different. Yeah, but I remember her because I was studying what Stu is doing. I'm not sure if there's an about page in here.
Look at your.
So the face is no longer him. Okay. Okay. But I think I'm gonna, if I could remember it later, I'm gonna mention that. But for now, I remember her because I remember Stu, and Stu was the one promoting this Membership.io. It's kind of like a competition or with Kajabi. It's all in one platform. Like it's like could even have the features like community already. Okay, but before it wasn't as good as this one. I haven't signed up or signed into Membership.io yet, but I know they are trying to compete with this other platform that is all in one. Again, before it was not Membership.io. I forgot the name, but I know they changed it. And then what they're trying to promote is just like this other platform where you host your courses, you host your community with exchange of course, a monthly fee. So if we're going to check the subscription monthly, so the pricing is kind of similar to Mighty Network. So they have $49 per month, and the next one and the next one. Kind of similar in terms of pricing and so on. But again, haven't had time to sign up yet. So maybe we're gonna check out this platform in the future so that we can dissect and study what they're trying to offer. But yeah, Amy Porterfield, she is for sure selling courses, offering free lead magnets, and I think could be running webinars as well, right? So download my free guide where she's seen about her, and then some resources for free, like again, collecting leads, right? And then listening to podcasts or creating followers, creating trust or authority, and then more in here. So for the courses, if we check that, so courses is online business starter suit. This one I'm kind of familiar. I've heard this one, and then this one list builder society. Okay, I think the one that I was familiar was digital course academy. Yeah, I think this one, and then for others, I haven't really heard about those yet. So kind of not following her side by side, but I know she exists because she's been featured in lots of apps out there, like example membership.io. She's been mentioned by different entrepreneurs as well, so promoting her stuff. So they kind of like promote each other's stuff, and I've always heard her name. So if we go to students login, so in here, so there's different log in and learn more. Okay, that's good. So these are the programs, and then so if you have access to this, you can log in here, and then learn more, log in, learn more. Okay, okay. So all are like it could be a subdomain of most of these are subdomain of her domain. So if we check Digital Course Academy, okay, so I think this is WordPress. It's not. Kind of looks like WordPress. Magic link. Okay, so hub app. Okay, so it's membership.io. Okay, so this is membership.io. This one. Okay, so she's using that for that site. So let's go back and see if other courses is also consistent in using the membership.io. Okay, so it's consistent using the membership.io. So the layout is kind of similar if you have set up the Body Boss login. Kind of looks exactly like this. Image on the left side, login page on the right. Okay, so this seems like all of her courses are in, okay, so membership.io, right? So I'm not sure yet. Maybe you could set up different kinds of login link for your courses. So I'm going to assume that's the case because it's different login link, different image, right? But again, we can't say yet if that's true since we haven't tried membership.io yet. So this one is a landing page. Okay. Okay. Order now. Who is it for? And then the offer, the pricing difference. So from one-time payment, they offer monthly, 2 monthly payments, and so on. So it's very simple, but at least it describes the offer properly. So about this one. Okay. Okay. So Marie Forleo is in here, so commenting. Okay. So looks good, right? So it's very organized. She decided to put it in one box per offer and with a different login screen for each. So she did not put it in one place like how Marie did. Instead, differentiated. Again, haven't tried membership.io yet, so I'm not sure how this was possible. Maybe in the future we could cover that in the video. Now, next, if we check YouTube channel here for video, so all this one, oh wow. So she has been recording this video for 16 years. So it's longer than Marie, right? So let's just check.
Content in his tweets. And that's what I wanted to talk to you about today. A lot of people always ask, where do I find the content to tweet? Where do I find the great articles and the links?
It's very great. Like I always become inspired that this woman here, Marie Forleo and Amy, has been doing this for a while consistently. And that's why, as a result, their list has continued to grow. Their offers continue to improve from time to time. So that's the oldest. And then if we compare that to the newest,
You have to do things scared.
so there's no studio. Everything looks great, right? The lighting looks great. But again, remind yourself, like if you're just starting right now, it did not start that way. For sure, your video is gonna look better than how they had. It was 16 years ago. The phone is not that great, but right now, even the camera phone already looks great.
Avoid action just because you feel fear.
And then there's a watermark on the side, which looks good as well. And then if we're gonna check live, let's just kind of go back a bit. I want to see if Marie did a live as well. Okay, so 5 years ago. Okay, it's more on discussion, maybe not offer for Amy. So live 3 years ago. Okay, so they're also doing this live, but I see. Okay. So maybe we did the comparison with Alex's and Russell, right? So for that one, it's just that their impact is very huge because of the followers. Again, Alex has around 3 million and then Russell has around almost 500. So the comparison is going to be, the difference is also going to be big in terms of views. But this was 3 years ago. And you can see the strategy that Russell and Alex put in their live videos is very different. It's very clear that there's an offer, there's a benefit, and how you could get those. So in this live, I'm not sure. It's more, I think, in a kind of older format of a webinar. Yep. Like this one, kind of older format of webinar. Unlike what Russell and Alex did, they were on stage, they were talking about the offer, showing the physical offer if it was a book, like with Alex, and then talking to other experts on the videos as well. So it's more on like you're watching them live in an event. And I think that creates a very nice feeling when you're watching them on stage, right? Okay, now let's, last but not the least, Mel Robbins. So let's move on to this lady. I really enjoy her content as well, especially the books. I'm not sure if she offers like a courses. I didn't see that, but I know I have tried to opt in to her offer before, and I'm not sure if it still exists, but there was like an offer of like a lead magnet, and then what they do is they give you some videos in the page, and then tomorrow you're going to wait again for the next video and so on. That's one strategy that some of our clients are also doing. But right now, I think she is more just focus on the books, focus on the podcast and YouTube. But we'll never know if what will change in the future. And I think Mel also like running some events, this live event and so on. So podcasts and so on in here. So this is the book. And this one I have heard. I also enjoyed this one. So I've listened to that one. Now, one of the things that I noticed with Mel is when she started, it was not like this big. Not sure if I was able to follow her from the beginning, but I think I was able to follow like a bit early stage of her offers. It was not that big before, and then I even saw her being on TV, and then that show got canceled because there was just, it says there was no enough view. But what she did was she transferred that and created that into YouTube. So instead of just the TV, she made that into the YouTube after the show was canceled. So with that, there's still consistency. It continued. The trust from her audience continued. So the offer from when she started the 5 second rule, this is the one that I was able to follow. And then I also heard this, I let them jury. The high five I haven't able to follow that. But after that one, the trust, the followers continues to grow because she continues to create those content for her audience and create followers. And because of that, of course, the numbers keeps on growing, and then her offers and her content keeps on improving. So it's not like a one night sit all. As you can see, Amy, 16 years, Marie, 14 years, right? So it took lots of time. Now, if we check Mel Robbins, I'm not sure if she's been posting on YouTube for a long, long time, because I'm not sure if I've heard about her via YouTube. It was more on the book from what I remember. But anyway, let's just check. So if we check 9 years ago, she posted her first video in here, and then this is the latest one. So if we check the oldest video.
I got a great question from Morgan, and she writes with a question that we get asked all the time. And that question is, what do you suggest, Mel, for accessing what you really want? You know, I talk a lot about being honest.
So in here, so as you can see, she is just sitting on outside of her home. I'm gonna assume, and then answering the question, and then being consistent with that. So if we check all this, so this one, so if we check the gap, so for this one, so 9 years ago, so June 7th, 2016, and then
I'm Rob.
this one, January 26, 2017. So this was the first video, and I'm gonna assume this has hit a lot of views. And after that, she decided to be more consistent because the pattern, the layout is kind of similar in these sections here.
Robbins, the creator of the 5 second rule.
Okay. And then for the latest one, of course, with the studio, right? With the studio, the lighting is great, right? And then, but same topic, right? She's talking about her offer. She's creating very good content for her audience, creating the trust, growing the followers because of this content. And with that, if you check her offer, it's right now it's the Let Them Jury, which is one of her best-selling book and the latest one that she has right now. So let's just assume that if she like write or release another book, it's gonna still go viral because even though it's a new one and no one has heard about it, there are already content of Mel that proves that she knows what she knows or she knows what she's doing. Like she knows the topics that she's very emerged or the topics that she really enjoys on sharing. So the trust, the followers already there. So if she release another one, a course, a live event, or a book, pretty sure it's gonna work very good.
It's everywhere. It's so don't really want to put in your.
So now there's again studio and stuff, which is great, right? And then for others, entrepreneurs, they're female entrepreneurs. I've heard about this. I heard about her from one of the project that I was working on. And then she also, I could not tell a lot about her at the moment because I haven't able to finish my studies with her platform. But she has this one. This is Body Boss, so membership site. So Body Boss and then Learn Dash courses. So for this one. So again, I haven't finished my study on this platform yet. So maybe in the future I could dissect this platform and tell you more about it. For Carrie, I know this example video. So she also has a YouTube videos. And if we check the oldest videos, it was 14 years ago. So advice for women in business. So it seems like it was not, I'm not sure if she's part of this. So 13 years ago. And the latest one. So oldest one. Okay. Okay, so as you can see, again, just like these other ladies, Marie, Amy, Mel, consistency was the key because of her continuously posting these videos, continuously creating content, continuously listening to what her audience needs or wants and so on. She was able to improve her offer. Again, I could not say a lot of things about Carrie because I was not able to follow her journey. But right now, I know she's very popular and her courses works, her offer works because a lot of our clients as well is very interested with what she's doing. So something is working, right? And if we're just gonna look at that via her YouTube channel, all this one was 14 years ago. Latest one is this one. So if we're gonna compare the old one, which is this one, just side by side, right? And then talking to the living room, and then this one, there's already a studio. There's already like sound panels, like setups in the background, great lighting. And of course, technology also helped that because cameras right now are very good. Setups, even if you set up at home, is also very good. So it really helps. But as you can see, again, consistency, right? So it did not just, they become popular in one setting and so on. But again, their offers, they could be using different platforms. They could be, instead of selling courses, selling books. But you can see that one of the key of their success is creating that followers, creating that trust. So with that, whatever they offer is books, e-courses, community, their followers is gonna follow them to that offer and marry them on that offer and support them on their journey. So other than these ladies, some of those that I've heard or based on my research as well is Jenna Kutcher. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that properly. I haven't studied her journey yet, but in my research, her name keeps on popping up. So I've included. Okay, the next, this one, Cashmerette. She's teaching like how to sew online. So there's a workshop. So learn more. Okay, so sign in. Okay. View page source. Teachable. So she's using Teachable for this one. Let's move on to the next one. So Danielle Leslie. Embrace your one of oneness. So free training, just like Marie. And then about free training. Okay. So Udemy. Okay, so seems like she's been using this platform. So free masterclass. Okay. Okay, so I assume there's a video, YouTube video in here. Okay, so it's kind of like, as you can see, the layout was kind of like similar to Marie Forleo, where the podcast and then the list. Course from scratch, course alchemy. Okay, so kind of similar to Amy in terms of the footer. So webinar, this is a webinar. So kind of like webinar jam. Okay, so webinar jam, WJ. Okay. Some problem in that one. Or is it my internet? Nah. Something wrong with the links. Okay. So I think that's wrap up this video. As you can see, it would be great if we could dissect more these apps that we've seen these creators or entrepreneur use, which are Mighty Network, Membership.io. I'm really interested in diving on these other apps in the next videos. I'm I think, in the position where I think I've covered the favorite plugins that I enjoy using in WordPress. So I want to learn more and show you alongside me how are there other platforms will able you to create courses or communities using them, like Skool, Mighty Network, School Circle, right? So Kajabi. So let's dive into those apps in the coming videos. But yeah, let me know if you have any questions or if you have a specific platform or topic that you'd like me to discuss in, especially in this daily filter, because this is my third video now. And if you're still watching up to this part, thank you for your support. But other than enjoying the very specific tutorial for the apps, I think I'm starting to enjoy this as well, because I could just talk and share my thoughts or point of view in this things that I have been studying for a while, right? Yeah, again, thanks for watching. Thank you for your support, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.